Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd just do a quick update on what's on the bench at the moment. I'm building a concept probe droid for the Archive X competition that's currently on and finishes on Jan 24th, I think. The idea is that you scratch build a probe droid. And it can't be 3D printed, it has to be completely scratch built and using kit parts and that sort of thing. And it's a great competition and great fun, and these are always a laugh, these Archive X competitions. There's been a speeder bike one and a X-Wing one and that sort of thing. So it gets everyone together and they sort of get together building. And on this particular build, I chose to do this kind of design. Now, I got this rough sort of circle design from the Rise of Skywalker book and the Making of book, and that has loads of little round sort of droids, medical droids. I think they were called Viper droids, and they were like, I don't know, planned to heal Kylo Ren or something. But I don't know if that was a deleted scene or something. But I don't think we saw it in the films. I can't really remember much from those films, to be honest. But the design was really cool, and I've reworked it a bit to my idea. I'm not very good at sketching, so apologies for this loose, rough sketch. But the idea is that it's like a sort of a jellyfish with these sort of dangling legs at the bottom. And I didn't want to dive in and just build it straight away, so I built a maquette, and this little chap is what I came up with. And it's given me, you can see why they did maquettes, because it really does give you an idea of what you're, going to be doing. And you can really see it by handling it, and, oh, there you go, bits popped off already. But I say handling it in not an aggressive way. But it's given me the idea and the shape to work with. It was like a circle cut into 3 sections and then detailed around the edges. I've put a mount in the back so it can be sort of put on a mount like that. But that wasn't the final design. This was just literally to get the ball rolling and get an idea that I liked. I didn't put an eye in it. I didn't want it to look like an R2 droid and all sort of nice and cute and cuddly. I literally wanted it to be a horrible, sinister looking device that, would hurt if it got near you, much like the sort of interrogation droid or whatever it's called in A New Hope that gets Leia in the detention block. So after I figured that out, I went with the same size as the Master Replica training remote. I say Master Replica, that's the Master Replica one, but it's still the same size as the original training remote, and that's the kind of size I wanted to work with. So I got the code from Plastruct and ordered the domes, the 2 spheres rather, from EMA models, which came like this, and I've cut the top off to get that sort of bit there. That was hideous to do that. Hacksawing through a dome and trying to keep it level is, horrible. Wouldn't want to wish it on my worst enemy. But I had to do that several times. I cut the top off, then I cut the bottom off, and then you're left with the bit on the top. The Plastruct bit actually comes, this is the part, it actually comes with this horrible, what's it called, injection mould push, or I can't think of the correct term for that. Anyways, when it's pushed out of the mould, you get a mark on it. So I had to sand that down and get that smooth. So that will be the top. And it'll go together in several sections with a gap in those sections that I'll detail up and put a mount in. And then underneath, I found this nifty gas alarm, which has a great detail around there. I'll put sheet styrene over the top there and underneath, and that's where all the dangly tentacles all come off it. But the idea is, it'll kind of, if I can get this looking right, it'll kind of be like that, which is a great size to work with and detail up. And then I was thinking about, in my original drawing, an eye. Now I didn't want this, that's a terrible sketch, I know, but that's meant to be inside, not protruding out. So the eye, I'm going to have to drill a hole in. You know, that's going to end in tears, I know, but hole through there, and then mount these parts, these kit parts, inside, and then build the eye up from there using, and this is a Formula 1 wheel, Tamiya Formula 1 wheel, get that in there somehow. That's gonna go, I think that's from an original Probe Droid kit, I think. In there like that, and then this M3, Tamiya M3 part, or no, this was Mobile Wagon, I think. No, Gepard. And then that goes on like that, and then you have this weird sort of rotating eye that's going to go inside. So that's my thinking at the moment. Whether that's going to happen, I don't know. It always changes completely when you try and build these. You get this rough idea in your head or a sketch, and it ends up nothing like it. But that's my thinking at the moment. Okay, that didn't end in the disaster I thought it was going to end in. I've got a nice hole there now. I filled all these slips with a hacksaw. Hopefully they'll hide under the primer. Got the lid on. That's all smoothed in to the edge there. Still got to push out all that. It's amazing how much build-up you get with the plastic. I'll sort that out when you're sanding. The eye, right, I'm kind of thinking that way, no, that way, then, hang on, what am I doing? That goes in like that, then this was the cut out that came out of the hole, but it's actually really handy because I think I'm going to put that in like that, and have a recessed eye, and then have some sort of detail coming through the hole. So I don't know, like, you know, some sort of like needle or something menacing, and then spray that sort of a bit of black behind, so when you turn it over you've got that sort of lens look. But it's just a case of just fiddling and just, you know, going over it and seeing what I come up with. That's stuck down, that isn't stuck down, but that plastic stuck down, and that will work well under there. I'll put another cut out on the bottom so to lose all that detail that's moulded in. That'll go on like that, and we're getting somewhere. Okay, so here's my issue. I have this mounted like this, and initially I wanted it open, but now I've put an eye in it, and now I've got a mouth. It just looks like Terence and Phillip from South Park. And I don't like that. And the idea was that it was meant to be more round, like the sketch. And if I bring it up like that, then I've got just this weird gap. So I might just try and join it. And I'll never get that line smooth now, I don't think. These spheres, or hemispheres rather, they don't align properly. You know, that's something I should have taken care of when I had it, before I started putting the lids on. But I don't know. Okay, so I did get it smooth-ish. I need to go over there a little bit, and the problem is when you're joining two of these spheres, you will get a tiny bit of a, like a, there's a flat spot where I've been sort of sanding it a bit too hard. But really, it's not awful. It's not brilliant either, but that'll work. With a bit of paint over it, that'll disappear, hopefully. That shading is just because I haven't put enough primer on, but it's smooth. So that will then attach to that, and then that on top. So I'm kind of liking that. Underneath, I need to plastic card that, or styrene sheet over that. This is a wooden mount that I made that has got a mount in the side there and a mount underneath, so I can have it on the side. Some styrene over the top. And this is a Formula One tyre. This sort of harkens back to the ATST neck in a way, but it just sort of fit, and I just thought, we'll try it. And I don't know, I mean, that you're not even going to see that anyway, because it's going to be legs hanging down and greeblies and that sort of thing. So we're getting there. Okay, so I've done the bottom of the legs somewhat. I'm not sure if these are too long, but they are very pincery and look like they'd hurt you if they had attacked you. But I can't quite get it in view, but I'm liking how it's looking. They rotate and move and that sort of thing, and it's faithful to my it's faithful to my image. So yeah, I'm kind of now, I'll detail them up a bit more. I put some struts in there, but almost thinking, I don't know if I should detail up too heavy around here. I'm going to put some bits and bobs under it. But yeah, I'm going to definitely having to get it mounted on the side, because trying to get it'll work. I will be able to mount it upright, but it'll get rid of that negative space, which I'm trying to obtain. So yeah, that's the progress so far. Okay, so I've got a bit of a jump ahead with the updates. I've just kind of been thrashing through this and not filming any of it, but I've done the underneath. These are all, everything here is kit parts, and there's a few little things on it reminiscent, but that's actually on the original probe droid, that was a Carl gun. And then you got the Rocco dish, satellite dish there, and there's a few other, you know, greeblies that you'd recognise, Airfix, Saturn V and Mobile Wagon. The legs are, these are the guns of the Flak 38. There's M3, oh no, these are Gepard wheels, I think. You know, and the usual suspects. And I've got it on a mount, a custom metal mount. This is all aluminium. That's the 1/4 inch thread that the Panavice uses straight into the. I'll obviously get a new base for that. What else have I done? That's just to keep the bottom in place, so you can turn it around. I made a little doodad on the front of the. There's some detail in the side as well. It goes on top like that, so that will rotate. That will rotate. These legs, yeah, these legs move around. Obviously, you can, you know, rotate it on the base if you wanted. So I'm happy with that. Here's the sketch that I got the idea for that off, and then that's developed into this. There's a nice picture of it there, you can't really see, but that looks like the glossy black sort of interrogation droid look, and I think that's the colour I'm going to go for. I initially wanted like a purple with a shade to it, like that sort of colour, but I've decided to go black instead, and then probably aluminium or dark aluminium or chrome for the legs. But yeah, that's where we're sitting now. I've got to get, I think I'm going to get an LED in the front of the light here. So that's going to have a little LED coming through it, little red one, little menacing light. But that's how we are now. And for just a bit of fun, I've added the lights. One red one in the centre, and then an LED underneath. I might put a shroud around that just to stop it from being an obvious LED, but yeah, it looks mean looking.